Greetings, class, and welcome to Horror 101. Once again, I am back. It's your old pal, your faithful teacher and guide, Professor Macabro. Wow, it feels like it's been a while since I recorded the video. Even though last time I saw you all, I said I was going to try to be more frequent with what I posted. But what can I say, class? The intent is there, but life gets in the way. But I'm back. Yes, I am back with you all to share some horror pickups. Yes, I will delight you with what I've gotten recently. I, as you know, love horror movies. It sustains me, you could say. And as such, I love adding beautiful, beautiful horror. And this time, class, like all times, I have a lot to talk about. Some good, some bad. Well, not gonna lie. Mostly, you might all consider it bad, but for me, it is gloriously awesome. So let's get started without further ado. First movie I got and I have to share with you is this found footage thing called the Chernobyl Diaries. Found footage is unfortunately a genre that still exists, made popular by The Last Broadcast and The Blair Witch. There are examples of good found footage. For example, I love The Paranormal Activity 1, 2, and 3. After 3, the quality of the films unfortunately did take a dip into crap now. 4, the Mark Ones and Ghost Dimension do feel like they have a lot more studio interfering. So, the genre of found footage, unfortunately, like, I'm sorry to say most horror, is a mixed bag. Sometimes you can get something good, sometimes you can get something bad, sometimes you get something that's just there, like the Chernobyl Diaries. It's about this group of idiots. You probably see a theme here. Though most of these horror movies begin with a group of idiots. But there are these idiots that like to seek adventure. So they're like, well, what's left for us to do? Well, I know of this tour that'll take you to Chernobyl. You know, that power plant that had the nuclear meltdown and contaminated a whole bunch of blocks. Yeah, let's go do that. 'Cause, YOLO, you only live once. Ha 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 ha. And of course, as you can probably guess, this group of idiots gets killed. One by one. It's not the worst found footage I've seen, but it's not the best. Now this one, I picked up the Blu-ray DVD combo pack of Alien Covenant. Now, Prometheus was a divisive film. Some like it, some don't. A lot of people went into it thinking it was a Alien prequel. I visually enjoyed Prometheus. The characters are idiots. I'm not gonna lie. The characters in Prometheus are idiots. And in this one, the human characters are still freaking idiots. They're morons. But the one thing about this one is that it does feel like they were trying to recapture the magic of the first Alien. Especially at the end, it does feel a lot like Alien, suspiciously similar to Alien. And they do kind of mess up the mythology of the origin of the xenomorphs. But honestly, David, the android from the first one, has been tinkering with the xenomorphs. And it seems like he created something really good where they come like in spores and they infect people, and then you get I believe they're called the neomorphs. But he still thinks that the egg is superior, which I don't know why. Visually, it's an okay movie. It does have a little bit more scares than Covenant. No, this is Covenant. Prometheus. But, I don't know, it feels like they really were pushing to try to replicate Alien, and it didn't quite work out. Now this one, oh boy, am I happy to get this one. Also, from Walmart, picked up Kong Skull Island. If you know me, I like myself some giant kaiju movies. Godzilla, King Kong, all that kind of stuff. Now, the Peter Jackson King Kong had issues. But when they were announced, they released a Godzilla movie, which also has issues. I liked it. And they announced that they were going to introduce Kong, because eventually they're going to have King Kong versus Godzilla. And I'm super hyped for that. So this was really cool, especially because the setting is during Vietnam. So you have the 70s music playing, and you have some really good acting by everyone here. And Kong looks amazing. They don't portray him like a monkey like they did in the Peter Jackson one. They portray him more like this giant, missing link, half man, half ape, and he's badass. I love this movie. Another movie that's been divisive, has been the It remake. A lot of people enjoyed it, a lot of people hated it, a lot of people thought it was unnecessary. I haven't seen it, still sealed, but I'm looking forward to seeing this for myself, just to see if it's as bad as people say, or if it's as good as people say. Because this movie has been praised a lot. Chapter 2 is going to come out sooner than later, so why not? Picked up also Tremors 3. There. Picked up Tremors 1 in the last video that I shared, and I have picked up the TV series a while ago, so why not pick up Tremors 3? Now this one segues immediately into the TV series, so now that I have the TV series, I needed this one, because this one is like the pilot, and then the TV series happened, so super happy about that. The next one I picked up is Python 2. Picked up, yes, Python 2. This is a movie about a giant snake. Think of a C version of Anaconda. Anaconda itself was a B movie, but this is a C movie. Yes. I just need Boa to get Anaconda. No, I already have Boa versus Python, so I need to get Boa. Now this one I picked up because I enjoy myself, like I said, giant monster movies. But there's a subgenre called the shark movies, and that includes your Sharknadoes and your Shark Attacks, and Jaws is also in there. Jaws is the superior movie, except Jaws 4. So, I picked up Megalodon. Now, last year, I think it was last year, they released The Meg, about a prehistoric megalodon that escapes, and Jason Statham has to go kick his ass. This movie is before that, so I enjoy myself a giant shark movie. Going with the theme, continuing the theme of sharks, I picked up Deep Blue Sea, where scientists decide to experiment with sharks, as you do, and things, of course, don't go too well. But this movie is notorious because it has Samuel L. Jackson giving that inspirational speech before being killed by a shark, which is actually quite hilarious. But it has Samuel L. Jackson and Thomas Jane, the Punishers, in this. So you got that. This one is a blind buy. I've never seen this movie, but I like to give all horror movies a shot. And this is The Day After. So basically, it's about this town that survives the nuclear holocaust, and it involves them having to deal with that. Haven't seen it. Looking forward to seeing this one. This one is a anime, but it's based on a horror video game, so it's a horror anime. But this is Dead Space Downfall. The Dead Space games, at least the first one, is really good. It's about this space station gets overrun by these things called the necromorphs. which is basically like a species of alien that kills people and absorbs the flesh. Think along the lines of The Thing, that it absorbs people and then twists them and mutates them into these horrible, horrible things that make the game, in my opinion, but I like horror, very enjoyable. So this guy in a suit has to go laser cut people and to destroy these monsters. This is a prequel to that. Technically, there are two prequels. A game on the Wii, which is a rail-based shooter, and this anime. But this anime is gloriously bloody and gory, so yes for me. Next one I picked up is The Eye. And I enjoy Asian horror movies. They set up the mood of dread very masterfully. A lot of people don't like foreign movies because they don't like reading the subtitles. I don't mind. I grew up watching movies with subtitles or poorly dubbed, so either way, I'm good. But the Asian horror market for years have been really good in setting up mood and atmosphere, just making you feel creepy. Now, this is the original The Eye because there's an Eye 2, which I might have showcased in one of these videos, but also a vastly inferior remake with the lovely Jessica Alba. But that remake, like most American remakes or adaptations of Japanese or Korean horror movies, is not that good. Jessica Alba, unfortunately, did not save that one. But if you could track down the original one, go for it. Now this one I thought I had, but surprise, surprise, I do not. So I saw it and I knew I had to pick it up, but this is Ringo 2. Now I thought I had it because I have the Ring 1 and the Ring 2, and I have Ju-On and all 3 Grudge movies. So somewhere in between I kind of lost track of the fact that I was missing Ringo 2, which is the second or sequel to Ringo, which is the Japanese Ring, which was later adapted to The Ring and Ring 2. The Ring 2 is not that good. The first Ring is one of the first Japanese-American adaptations, and much like The Grudge, the first one, those two were really good. After that, garbage was made. So this one is the sequel to the Japanese Ringo, and I'm looking forward to seeing this again. Picked up Krampus during the holiday season, because I needed more Christmas horror-themed movies. Krampus is like the anti-Santa Claus. Santa Claus brings toys to all the good boys, but to all the bad boys and girls, you get the Krampus. And he has the Christmas suit, but his face is so like frozen and horrible looking. And it's about this family that pisses on Christmas, so they become victims of the Krampus. And because of this movie, all of a sudden, Krampus became a big thing. Before this, a few people knew about the Krampus, but now it's a big thing, and they have festivals and stuff. Kinda got out of hand there. Now, I already own this DVD, or this movie on DVD, but I picked up... oh, sorry about that. I picked up this Anchor Bay release of Army of Darkness. Doesn't have any special features, but I like the cover. Because the cover that I have is the one with Ash standing tall and the Deadites beneath him. And this cover I thought was pretty cool, and you can't have enough Evil Dead. I bought a couple of months ago another copy of Evil Dead 2 because I like the comic book art there. So, when you're a collector that loves horror, you tend to pick up a lot of stuff. Now this one is one of those cheap box of horror things that you can find at Walmart or anywhere else. I picked it up because I thought that the 2 movies that are showcased here were different movies. I saw on the back here that because it's public domain, a lot of these box sets have Night of the Living Dead. It also has the original Little Shop of Horrors, and it has Carnival of Souls, which I already own in single disc. But this one says that it has Piranha and Maniac. And I thought, wow, it has the original Piranha movie that, if memory serves me right, was directed by James Cameron, and the Maniac one, the one where Tom Savini is in a car and then someone shotguns his head and it blows up. That's awesome. I'll pick this shit up. But no, it's bait and switch. It's a Piranha movie that has nothing to do with that Piranha movie that I was mentioning, and Maniac has nothing to do with that Tom Savini movie. It's a 1930s movie about a mad scientist. Really disappointed. Really disappointed. But I didn't have those two movies. I didn't have Little Shop of Horror, so I didn't pay that much for it. Not that big a loss, I guess. This one I picked up, not a good movie. It's riding in the wave of The Ring, because, The Ring is a cursed videotape. This is fear.com, about a cursed website that you log in and then you die. So, not ripping it off at all. No, not ripping it off at all. But not that good, to be honest. Now this one, blind buy, didn't know anything about it. It's a Spanish movie called Time Crimes, or Crímenes as it's called in Spanish. But it's about this guy that his wife leaves to work and he's staying at home, and then he witnesses a murder. And then he goes like, holy shit, I saw a murder. And he encounters this professor that allows him to time travel. And he keeps time traveling and just creates this really complicated but well done bunch of paradoxes. And then when everything's revealed, you're like, holy crap, what the hell did I just saw? But I felt it was well done. I saw this one because I'm a sucker for horror and time travel. And this is one of the few movies I've seen that handles time travel and horror in an interesting way. It's more like a thriller, but it does still count, and I thought it was pretty cool. So, nice surprise for a blind buy. Now this one, I'm also considering horror because it was made during... Sorry about that. It was done during Disney's experimentation with more adult themes. When they released movies like The Black Cauldron, or Return to Oz, or what I've actually been hunting for a while, The Watcher in the Woods, or Something Wicked This Way Comes. So they were experimenting with trying to make more adult theme movies. Some worked, some didn't, but one that I've been trying to track down, and I'm super happy to finally own it because, as far as I know, it hasn't gotten a Blu-ray release by Disney, and the DVD is out of print. But this one is The Black Hole. It's about this spaceship that docks with a bigger ship, and when the crew encounters only the lone scientist that's like, well, I'm the only survivor because all my crew died, and but I have all these nice robots that help me out. And it has the baddest looking, not bad in a bad way, but the most badass looking robot bodyguard called Maximilian. It's this giant hulking red robot that looks like, every time he's on screen, they build him up to be really menacing. And they can tell that the doctor's not all there, but it has Anthony Perkins from Psycho in this movie. And I thought it was really good. And spoiler alert, skip this if you haven't seen The Black Hole, but it's a really old movie, so if you haven't seen it, whatever. But at the end, they have this really kick-ass shot of hell on a Disney movie. Hell in a Disney movie. I'm like, holy shit, that's awesome. So I'm really happy to finally add a copy of The Black Hole to the collection. Next up, I've been hunting down for these midnight movie double features for a while now, and I found this one. It's a Vincent Price double feature with the Comedy of Terrors and The Raven. with Vincent Price and Boris Karloff. These releases are really cool, in my opinion. You get some really obscure movies for a good price. But I do know that these have also become out of print because MGM had the licensing for some of these movies, but then somehow they lost it and they got picked up by Arrow and Shout Factory. So these are kind of hard to find, but really cool when you do come across them. This one I don't particularly enjoy because of how they handled the titular character. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a franchise that has ups and downs. The first one, a classic. Second one, really weird but awesome movie. Third one, what was that? Fourth one is laughable, but in a good way. Then they made a remake of the first one, then a prequel to the remake, then they kind of made a sequel that ignores everything with Texas 3D, which I enjoyed because of Alessandra Daddario. So that one was okay, and then they made this pile of crap called Leatherface, which is a prequel to the first one, another prequel, but goes back really back behind, trying to explain how Leatherface came about. And honestly, you don't need to know how Leatherface came about, but you would think that Leatherface is like a mentally challenged person, but in this one, nope, he's an emo kid. Garbage movie, don't watch it. The only reason I picked it up is because I want to complete the Texas Chainsaw Massacre collection. Now this one, very appropriately, I picked it up because I picked up Deep Blue Sea and Megalodon, but I found this Meg Shark 8-movie collection, released by Echo Bridge. Echo Bridge, I might have mentioned this before, is hit or miss. They try to cram as many movies as they can in a single disc, and by compressing the movie that way, the video quality and audio quality takes a hit. Sometimes they look like garbage, sometimes they look like VHS, some rare times it does look okay, but this is 8 movies for the price of 50 cents I bought it for, and it has, let me just read the titles of the movies that this collection has. It has Toxic Shark, Shark in Venice, Malibu Shark Attack, Sharkman, aka Hammerhead, Shark Attack with Ernie Hudson, Shark Attack 2, Shark Attack 3 Megalodon, another Megalodon movie, and Shark Zone. So the Shark Attack movies alone are worth the price of admission, but Malibu Shark Attack has these goblin sharks, and Toxic Sharks is about a shark that spews toxic venom. And Sharkman, I've seen it. It has Jeffrey Combs. I saw it as Hammerhead, but it has Jeffrey Combs trying to cure cancer, so he injects shark DNA into a fetus, and it comes out as Sharkman, which I guess why they call it Sharkman, but I know it as Hammerhead. That was cheesy movie, but looking forward to seeing Shark Zone, which I've never seen, or Shark in Venice, which I've never seen. And the Shark Attacks are just cool though, and especially Shark Attack 3. Shark Attack 3, I'm going to do a review on that one. I promise I'm going to do a review on that one as soon as I can, because that one, I have a lot to talk about with Shark Attack 3 Megalodon. Almost done. Picked up another one of these MGM midnight movies, but this is curious for the MGM because they started releasing single disc movies, and then they started releasing these double features, and there are a couple that are 3 features or 4 features. But this is a single feature of a movie called The Angry Red Planet. I haven't seen it. Came out in the 60s, but I love the cover art on these things. Look at this thing. It looks beautiful. Cheesy, beautiful, fun. And I'm interested in seeing what's the deal with this bat, crab, spider thing on the cover. So, tickle me fancy. And I picked up one more of those midnight movies with Die Monster Die with Boris Karloff, and the Dunwich Horror, which is about this guy that wants to sacrifice his girl. Notable thing about this one, the Necronomicon makes an appearance, so, you got that going for it. Can't go wrong with the Necronomicon. Not the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, but the Necronomicon from H.P. Lovecraft's novels. So, yeah. Like I said, class, a lot of really good stuff. Good stuff to me. You might disagree, but, well, to each their own. Even though you're probably wrong if you don't agree with me. But picked up some really nice, really nice couple of movies. Not gonna lie, some are not good, like Leatherface. Some blind buys I haven't seen, so they might be bad, they might be good. That's the good thing about buying and collecting horror movies. All kind of horror movies, because I know these elitist people that like, oh, I only collect what's popular in horror. But when you do that, you miss out on a lot of really good, cheesy movies. So, like always, I like to recommend what I feel are the standouts of the whole. And I'm gonna go, if you can find this is pretty good. The video quality's VHS quality, which actually works in favor on horror movies. I feel that as, these HD movies, especially horror movies, get higher quality, they kind of lose some of the charm. Horror movies, I feel, have to look a little bit grainy and dirty. But if you can find this set, that's pretty cool. Or if you can find the single disc of Shark Attack 3 Megalodon, pick that one up. That one's freaking amazing. And the next one is The Black Hole. Kind of slow, but once things get going, top notch. Definitely recommend that one. And, yeah. Oh, and Kong Skull Island. Freaking amazing. Love that movie. Love the setting. Love the characters. Love how Kong looks. Does make me hype to go see, when it eventually comes out, King Kong versus Godzilla. If it's this Kong against the Godzilla that's gonna come out, because King of the Monsters is gonna release this year. And that's gonna be good, as long as they don't cut from the fight scenes like they did in the first one. But anyway, class, that was the extensive, massive horror pickup video. Sorry I went too long, but, you haven't seen me in a while, so I might as well give you more bang for your buck. But a lot of good movies. I am going to try to work something out so I can do some reviews. I have a whole list of reviews that I want to do. I just need the place to myself so that I can sit down and record without scaring people with my handsome, glorious face. Hey, that reminds me. I still need to deal with the other guy that I haven't been able to find. I have to get the Infinity Gauntlet out and see if I can track him down. Because I have seen him start posting videos, but I can't find him. It's like he's invisible and shit. But anyway, class, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Till then, class, thanks so much for watching. This has been your great and glorious teacher and guide, Professor Macabro. Wishing you all a good evening.